Hi, it's Carrie. In today's 5-Minute Friday, I wanted to show you some Excel tips that I have recently learned that have helped me a lot with providing results. I've come to PubMed and I've performed a search on information specialist, method, and search. Theoretically, I would be maybe doing a study on when an information specialist is mentioned in an abstract. I don't know, I'm just making that up. But I want to get this out of here and into Excel. But in my Excel, I want links. And we don't really get that from this CSV file. So this is the CSV file that I get out of PubMed. Well, first of all, let me just save it as a Excel. So I, have already done that because a lot of times I'll go through editing it and making it look great, and then I save it wrong, and then I've lost everything that I did. All right, so today's date, and I'm going to say information specialist study. I'm not doing this, by the way. I'm just trying to think of a reasonable scenario where this might be useful. But really, with any set of articles, especially if you're working with a research team and you're going to send them some stuff, maybe to pilot. Okay, so here's our spreadsheet. And then here's what I like to do. I like to say my PMID URL. And so here, let's make this big. I'm going to go to PubMed and I'm going to grab the beginning of the PubMed link. And I'm going to come back to Excel, and in my first cell here, I'm going to say equals HTTPS PubMed, and then I'm going to say and it was A2. Yes, A2, right? So we'll do that, and we'll hit enter. So I get a link. It's not a live link. That's the only catch. And now I've populated this whole thing. Now, before I do anything else, because maybe I don't want the PMID to show up over here and then also here. So what I'm going to do is copy this column and then paste the column. Just Control V. But here I'm going to say paste values only. So now I can get rid of column A and I still get my links live here. So that's really cool. And then if I wanted to make them live, I'm pretty sure you just double click. There's got to be another way. But I haven't figured it out yet. Maybe you know. Maybe you can help me learn something new. Okay, and the other option I have here for us is DOI link, DOI URL. And so this one's a little bit easier. This is J2. So I'm going to say equals HTTPS DOI.org end quote and J2. And that should be our DOI link, and it should work. Some cases you get a bad DOI. Some of these look like they might not work, but it's a start. There, it's populated. And then I copy the column, I paste the column, and I say, no, I just want the values, and I can get rid of this. I showed you in a previous video last week how you can get the same data out of PubData to Excel, this really cool tool. You might try it there because then you would have an abstract in this list, but I'm not going to show you because the process is the same. You do that little formula, you make links, and then if you want to send it to people, see, a couple of these didn't have DOIs. If you want to send it to people, they can just then copy and paste. This actually looks to me like it might be a bad one. Let's look. No, oh, it worked. Sometimes when they're shorter, it looks like a bad DOI, but this one works. So DOI, digital object identifier. It's like a social security number for scholarly articles, and it's a unique link to the articles. So here we have both the PMID link, which we have all of them because it came from PubMed. Here we have the DOI link. The possibilities are endless. If you're trying to organize your data into something that makes sense to you, good luck. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.